Hello there, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you for this random Thanksgiving short listener contributing episode. I made a Facebook post on my Facebook page, which is Laura Hales, also in my Facebook group, which is tinyurl.com/the drummer stories. I share really fun autism acceptance memes there. Excuse me. If you're like 90% of the global population, it feels like right now, you have phlegm. Yay! If you can't see me, I did jazz hands about phlegm. The meme that I posted was the gentleman from Reno 911. His name is Raymond Holt. And it says, when you set expectations as to how your autistic child will have fun, in quotes. And the first picture is of him saying, why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it. And if you are like me, you experience these times where I don't know why I haven't let those expectations go yet, but I still have these things of like, they will love Christmas lights, they will love hot cocoa, they will totally enjoy Home Alone, the movie, they will love Elf, you know what I mean? And like half the time that's just not how they enjoy it. And letting go of that expectation, setting myself up for totally unnecessary disappointment that my kids don't enjoy those social norms, you know? So my question in posting this meme to my followers was, what are some of your more unique traditions? No presents? And then I said, our Thanksgiving includes Cheez-Its and whatever else is currently in our food repertoire. And right now it is rainbow goldfish for one person and chocolate pudding sometimes and fries if they come from a drive-through at a place. Honestly, that's about it. And ice cold water. Not cold, ice cold. And then the rest said, as the holidays approach, please remember to try to give your child the freedom to enjoy the experiences as they are able to. Forget the expectations. Be genuine and be you. The whole point that I think we forget of these traditions are enjoyment. And yet we put these expectations on the enjoyment that take the enjoyment out. Isn't that strange to think of why we do that? I understand that there's outside pressures and things like that. So I'm not, ignorant to why that is. But why we don't just say, have fun the way you have fun, as long as it's safe to self, others, and property. Those are kind of our big three rules. So I will leave the names anonymous just in case, but here are the responses. And let me tell you, I have never felt more, in quotes, normal, and I'm obsessed. PBJ sandwich is always on the menu, and we are not at our house, and they just love our kids and no one cares. If you happen to have in-laws, grandparents, whatever, that have high expectations and a lack of understanding for your kids about these kinds of times, you know what a blessing that is. This person said, it helps my kid to know what they're getting in advance. They insist on making the mac and cheese because nobody else makes it to their liking. Cooking camp was the best investment ever. Don't like what I make? Make something else. That sounds amazing. This person said, we have long abandoned the traditional Thanksgiving meal for only our very favorite foods and activities. We much prefer spending the day doing whatever our family wants and needs than putting the needs of others first. Beautiful. Last year, we played games to win prizes on Christmas Eve with my family. I'll say he instead of his name. He was mad he only won some Skittles, which he doesn't eat. So this year, we will include prizes that he would like. I love that. You are thinking about what would bring my child joy, which is the whole point of prizes, right? My 3, almost 4-year-old just loves to walk around my sister-in-law's house while eating jelly beans. He may have a few bites of mashed potatoes and Jell-O. He likes my sister-in-law holding him. Loves seeing everyone. We keep it very relaxed. I love how specific that stim is. Walking around their sister-in-law's house while eating jelly beans. Do they have a favorite jelly bean? That is a very important question. This person said, we are blessed. Even though we struggle with behavior and elopement, both ours love presents, which isn't always good, LOL, and Christmas. They love the lights, the music. I think that's God's gift to me because I love it too. It helps make up for the other times. Be strong, but be you. I love be you. This person said, mine didn't play with anything really last Christmas. This year, a few gifts and candy. They understand that. Thanksgiving, they just want to eat the foods they like, so we do that. They stand or sit, nothing stressful, and we do an activity, low-key. It is important that our kids know we are there. They like to see us. You guys, these are so great. And again, I feel like they totally normalize the kind of environment that I have in my home that oftentimes I'm like, aw, I wish it looked like the Hallmark movies, But these sound fantastic. This person said, I'm always given the responsibility of rolls because my kids at one point only ate the rolls. 14 years later, I still bring the good rolls, as my nieces and nephews call them. We often have chicken nuggets and fries on hand for my Fragile X kids. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. And to you too, friend. I love that. What a fun tradition. See, that to me is tradition worth keeping, that it's built into an experience where you were, This person added later, adding that he has a Thanksgiving birthday. He looks forward to his turn, so we always have a birthday party. We never attempt to open gifts at the party, but bring them home. I stash them out of sight and bring out one each day for him to unwrap. I record the unwrapping, and he thanks the giver using the recording. Oh, what a wonderful facilitation of being able to really know your child. Yeah. We don't wrap presents. We also unbox and assemble or insert batteries wherever they are needed. Just the sight of all the wrapped presents send my kiddo into overdrive with him trying to rip into everything all at once. When they are unboxed, he will take his time and explore each one. I love that you are figuring out his pace. Way to go. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore. As for Christmas, what's the point of him getting presents if he gets whatever he wants year-round? I don't need to go into debt just to give my husband and son 5,011 gifts, normal food for Thanksgiving, no Christmas trees because he's not enthusiastic about trees. Now, what I said to this person was, it sounds like you're resentful, and I often can be as well. What are some things or activities that your child does like? And I followed that up with, I don't mean to be accusatory. It's totally a normal but icky feeling to have. I hear you. And I think it's really important to, while we are highlighting some of the really fun, exciting things that can normalize our experiences, to also say that it is hard. And sometimes we do experience as parents that disappointment of we're different. And sometimes we're not just all accepting and exciting about it. So I hear you, and that's totally valid. This person said, each year my son was a biscuit-only type of kid with a side of PB&J sandwich and snacks here and there. Last year, he added to the biscuit and tried turkey and really liked it and tried stuffing, and that was so-so. Oh my gosh, I would have freaked out. I'm hoping he adds on again this year. We also always have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter here because he seems so much more comfortable and happy here. I don't know about you, but there have been times where I'm so anxious about going to whoever's house for that Thanksgiving or holiday meal, and I end up not enjoying it because the whole time I'm spending panicked about my child's behavior. We have been away from family and friends for quite a while, so we have been able to kind of do our own thing without that pressure of disappointing people for not coming. So I love that you have just kind of set that boundary of we just celebrate the holidays here. Okay, you might have noticed I took a little break there for you. It wasn't much of a break. I had a streaker come in my room. That was my son. Don't worry, I cut that part out for his privacy. I'm continuing on here. This person said, I feel this. I think the only place my son likes to go is the bounce house. Otherwise, it's a big nope. Well, friend, is the bounce house open on Thanksgiving? Do you have space and funding for a trampoline? If not, I'm sorry. And I totally get it. Sometimes there's just like one place, one thing that your kid just is totally drawn to that speaks to them. I'm glad that you have at least figured out what that is. This person said, Cheez-Its are our main food group. Amen, amen, amen. My daughter eats the cranberry jelly at night when no one is awake. That's hilarious. This person says, my boo is 6. We make salmon fillet for him at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Bougie. And he loves his cheese. He loves his Cheez-Its too. He loves all the fruit and cucumbers he can access. Lucky duckies. He actually loves to party. He loves when people visit throughout the holiday, does his own thing otherwise, or checks on what I'm making. Also, last year was the first he enjoyed opening presents at Christmas. That was a unique gift. This is the first year that things like trick-or-treating, Santa, other things have been like an actual thing to think about and be excited about. So I hear that. This person says, we just go with the flow every day and all the time. Good for you. We do our family traditions and we encourage our son to be part of them, even if it's for 3 minutes. We appreciate every second with him and each other. Life is short. Isn't that the truth? You know, I feel like with the big C word, COVID, right? And just the connectedness that we're able to have through social media. I was just talking to my family about this earlier today, that it seems to be that more people are dying. And that is really sad. And I don't necessarily think that it's more people as in numbers, but I think it's also that we're able to witness and keep more track of people that we know personally, that we've just been an acquaintance of or knew through social media. So we're more often witnessing people's deaths. But it just really reiterates to me the importance of here and now, and the joy and need for us as parents to not spend all of our emotion and anxiety on purely finding joy in achieving goals, right? That your child is so much more than just a goal-achieving robot. That's not the only place that joy is found. This person said, we have one big Christmas-themed party for my son, and get it out of the way. The only thing I have my heart set on is singing happy birthday to my boy. All else is silly and willy-nilly. I love that, letting people go. I tell people not to force him to talk to them. If they have a problem with that, they can leave. Queen. Did you drop your crown somewhere? Because on behalf of your child, yes. The way that you advocate for your child to be socially appropriately comfortable and feel safe. You're not asking anything that hurts anybody else. I love it. Fantastic. This person said, PBJ is always an option, no matter the occasion in this house. On Christmas Eve, we do a charcuterie board. At least he eats the cheese and crackers. I'd be thrilled if my kid ate cheese and crackers. This person said, my daughter-in-law only eats rolls and a glass of milk. We never force granddaughter to try foods. My son's food will only be turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans. Nothing can touch. Been this way for 30 years. Hey, sometimes you don't want that all to mix together. Someone said, this, unless we go to Legoland or the aquarium, it's never a good idea. So it sounds like you're saying, doing the whole big holiday shebang is never a good idea. This person said, I've told my son he can choose either Christmas dinner or bacon, egg, and beans, which is his favorite. And if he wants something else, I need 24 hours notice. Hey, that sounds fair. This person said, cheese and crackers, chocolate chip cookies, and as always, the traditional peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe I need to try peanut butter jelly because so many people are saying that that's their kid loves it. This person said, I've asked my family to simplify, and they look at me like I'm saying we should skip the whole thing. I'm overwhelmed. My fiance sees this, so this year, the plan is if we can't take the chaos anymore, he's going to use the "we need to check in on his sick cat" excuse. We never did this before, so I think it will work. I love him so much. I'm just the beginning of this diagnosis. Yes. So to this person, all you are doing is setting boundaries. If you inspire disappointment to your family when you ask them to simplify or when you leave, that's not your fault. You are not responsible for how they feel or react to you setting boundaries about having your family feel comfortable and safe. You're not responsible for that. And I will say, this is a great time for you to begin that process of investigating and establishing those boundaries, because it will be for the rest of your lives that you will be doing that. And I promise you will be so much happier. You will never be able to please everybody with how you manage your family. So you end up hopefully realizing that the only people that really need to be satisfied and happy are the members of your family. That's who matters. So good for you. This person said, I let each family member pick their favorite food, and that is our dinner. I don't care if we end up with mac and cheese, chocolate donuts, and hot Cheetos. This person, I want to be your child. That sounds divine. This person said, I say, screw it. Bring the nuggets and iPad out. For some reason, this doesn't work for my in-laws. I love your humor, and I love just the acceptance of it. I have taken out green bean casserole. None of my children like it. Currently, my taste buds have changed. My husband is the only one who eats it. Yeah, you know what? You don't need to have all the traditional foods. Have what you want, I think. This person said, I never know which way my oldest will express his "I'm having fun." If I think he will do one thing, he'll do the other, even in the same environment. That's so true. So sometimes I feel like we get to know our kids and we're like, yeah, he's probably going to react this way, or she'll probably do this. And then suddenly they do a whole different thing. Let's see. This one's a bit of a long one. This person said, we are on vacation now. Kids are doing great, but we accept different behaviors than other parents. We are in Canada, and my son, 17, kept saying, hi, we are from Oregon, to everyone. Oh, he loves sitting in the hot tub and meeting new people. He has to push elevator buttons and use the card to open our room door. All right, why not? Another 16-year-old daughter sits in the large bathroom talking to friends and videos while doing makeup for hours. Ooh, she cannot leave us in stores. Okay. Our son, 19, was on his phone doing a plan for the next day. Eats mostly and almost only chicken and veggie trays and plays VR in his room. His ability to take crowds and socialize has limits. I hear that. In the car, fear of phones running out of power starts at 90% from all three. Ooh. So lots of wires. Come prepared. Yesterday, the M16 politely offered his charger wire to his sister. Oh, the 16-year-old male politely offered his charging wire to his sister, who left hers in the room. The praise he got was no less than if he gave her one of his kidneys. Oh, I get what you mean. The successes and like the, oh my gosh, did you just say something kind? Is like we freak out. I totally get it. This person says, we do the feast. Everyone gets to make and help make their favorites, or we pick a theme. There are a lot of dietary needs and requests for my family, and only one person actually likes the typical November meal, but he's not willing to cook all of it. And I'm not going to cook a bunch of stuff I can't and won't eat. So it makes more sense. Plus, Thanksgiving really isn't a holiday we're celebrating, what with history. So we're trying to find our own traditions. I love that. We're still in the experimental phase, but it's definitely better than it was before. Much more us and much less sensory issues to ruin a perfectly good day. Yes, Queen. This person says, I never used to make baked beans with my meal, but sometimes it's the only thing my youngest will eat, and it's about the only side my oldest will, so I make baked beans. For Christmas, we let one kid open presents at a time while the other typically plays on their own in their room. It's only been the past couple of years that they open presents, but it tends to overstimulate them if they are both doing it at the same time. I'm so glad that you have found that out about your kids and you relinquish that control, because who cares if they're both in the same room at the same time, you know? This person said, Thanksgiving, we let him eat what he wants, sometimes ramen, and we let him wander around and graze instead of making him sit. Christmas, we hand him gifts, and if he doesn't want to open them, we put them back and let him choose when to open, offering multiple times. One year he opened his presents in January, which was fine. Ooh. And we let him eat what he wants then as well. We stopped going to my husband's family than mine. Now we set a day prior to Christmas to see them each individually for a short time because the crowd overwhelms them. Oh, to hear what y'all are doing is just so heartwarming. We're almost at the end. Our Thanksgiving looks a little different every year, and this is the first year in several years my husband will actually be home for at dinner time. He's healing from surgery, otherwise he'd probably be stuck working. For our household, we cook the foods we all like to eat and focus on being thankful that we are blessed to have the day together. As for specific foods, well, my oldest and youngest eat most of the traditional foods, but my middle has a lot of food aversions. He only ate cranberry sauce one Thanksgiving because he's obsessed with the color red. Interesting. And we were in the throes of still trying to get him to eat foods he didn't want to because toddlers are normally picky. Now our big dinner meals go like this: turkey or whatever meat we have, raw baby carrots for the kids, small batch of cooked baby carrots for the parents, green beans for 2 kids, green bean casserole for the parents, lots of rolls because everyone loves rolls. I love rolls. Sometimes corn casserole or cornbread. And new this year will be corn on the cob because kiddo number 2 is currently obsessed with it. Oh yeah, sometimes we have raw red bell pepper strips too because kiddo number 2 is still obsessed with the color red and loves red bell peppers so much he usually will chomp them like an apple. I wish my kid had a color now to be obsessed with. Our Christmas dinners often are pretty much the same menu. Both big dinners have a couple desserts to include cookies, sometimes store-bought. Sometimes I have enough mental capacity to make them with the kids. A cheesecake pumpkin for Thanksgiving, peppermint cherry topped or plain for Christmas. I'm getting hungry. And sometimes some random dessert someone specifically asks for. I love that. What a description. These last 2. I always take my son his own dinner to family events. Oh, you go, Mom. Thanksgiving, for example, because I highly doubt he'll want to eat turkey and dressing. However, I do put the tiniest amount on his plate surrounding the foods I know he loves, just in case he gets adventurous. It has happened. I love that you still leave room for challenge and growth. For Christmas, I pre-assemble and make sure whatever he has as a gift has batteries already in it. Oh my gosh. You're a genius. Aren't these great stories? Has batteries already in it and the toy is working, etc. One Christmas, he saw what the item was on the box and got so excited to play with it, but had to be patient while I fixed it up for him. That was challenging, both for him and myself. Lesson learned. We have ready-to-go presents every year, so it's full of excitement, and he's not feeling anxious. He absolutely loves the lights on the tree. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. So in our house, we leave the tree up for a couple days without ornaments so he can enjoy the simplicity of the beautiful lights. Then once the ornaments are on, it's like round 2 of exciting things. The lights bounce off the pretty ornaments and it thrills him. Oh, I want to see this. You don't have to share, of course, privacy, etc. But oh, I want to see that so bad. That joy of something so simple that so many of us are like, meh, it's Christmas stuff, meh. Oh, and it thrills him. I love hearing that. I often hear people say that I cater to his wants too much. I spoil him. Oh, I hear that. I could care less what they think. Ooh, high five from my heart. He finds so much joy in these little things, and that's my goal as a parent. I want him to enjoy everything we do, but in his own way. I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but looking at life through his eyes has taught me to enjoy the little things. I have goose pimples all over my body because you, my friend, what a lucky kid you have. This last person. We always have a bowl of goldfish on the table and chicken nuggets at Thanksgiving, just in case. My mother always gives me the side eye, but it is what it is. Go tell your mom to F off into the sun. Okay, not really. But I mean, come on now. How wonderful. And how, like I said, just, maybe my life isn't so different. Other parents do the same thing. Other parents let their kids have foods that they want. Other kids don't make their kids sit. Other parents say, you know what? Those outings, they're a little too overwhelming for my kids and my family. It's in my kids' best interest and in our relationships with my kids' best interest for us to stay home. And I hope you understand that. And honestly, if they don't, that is their issue. You have, I would assume, no vindictive malice that you're making these boundary decisions with. You're trying to keep your family in a good place. And that is fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this random interim season episode. Let me tell you about what we do in my family. We have almost no traditions, almost none. The traditions we do have are doing whatever works at the time. So this Thursday, we're going to the movies. Ooh, we will see. If it doesn't work out, we have no problem being like, well, didn't work. Up we get. We kind of have to, set that expectation beforehand so we're not battling the whole time that, do we go? Do we not go? Do we go? Do we not go? We just kind of say, well, we knew this may happen, and that's okay. We came here to be happy and enjoy this time, and if we're not all happy and enjoying this time, out we get. We might do, where my youngest son goes with me and dad and my older kid can stay there and enjoy their time. That might happen. But otherwise, I'm sure there will be French fries involved. Whether we can get them from a restaurant or not on Thanksgiving, I'm not sure. Hopefully he accepts some homemade air fried fries. We even have the Arby's air fried fries, fingers crossed. And if not, we just let it go, right? We find joy in each other and we accept the ebbs and flows that we might experience on those days of, but what about the Hallmark movie family, And then we say, nah, and then that's it. And we love each other exactly as we are. And we celebrate our own family and we prioritize the joy of our own family over tradition. I suppose that's what our tradition is. Our tradition is prioritizing the joy of each family member over all else on that day. What better celebration of family and Thanksgiving can you have? A little more on the business side, we do have 35% off of all of my Autism Acceptance Children's Illustrated books, of all of the stickers that we have. This one says, not all disabilities are visible. Love who you are. I have some really amazing, I love this one. This one says neurospicy. I'm just neurospicy, y'all. So many more. Kind is cool. Kind is cool. Holographic. I have non-holographic ones. Just keep stimming. Autism acceptance. All behavior is communication. That's one of the phrases that we use all the time. Stickers about inclusivity. They're all 35% off until the end of November. So just another week, one more week. Our second book is currently at the printer. I am seeing my printer is sending me images of the book being printed. Really exciting. We talk about food aversions. It's another true story. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I am so grateful for the community that we are building. The community of celebrating while celebrating the joys and successes in life that we get to live as the parents of autistic children and autistic individuals, while also being genuine about challenges that our children face, that we face, and the ebbs and flows of it all. And when we can find those people, those genuine people and experiences, there's something in us that just says, I'm not alone, and maybe that means it's going to be okay. I'm not by myself. I'm not making all the wrong decisions. I'm hearing these other things that say, you know what? That sounds accurate. I'd make that decision too, or I have made that decision, or my child has, that behavioral struggle, or my kid struggles at school too, or my kid also really loves whatever their special interest happens to be. And I'm really glad that we are cultivating a place where we can support each other in that way. Our season 2 starts January 2nd. So many fantastic interviews. I will see you then. Bye-bye.